Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. Going to read through the full article here. It is very short. There is a link in the description, and it is, of course, a tragedy. A 42-year-old mother has been found dead in her home on Tuesday night, her home being in Alabama. A 17-year-old family member is currently in custody. We don't know the relationship between the 17-year-old family member and the 42-year-old mother. We don't know if the 17-year-old is their son or indeed their daughter. We don't know the gender of the 17-year-old suspect, but we do know that they are a family member. So we could guess, could be wrong of course, but we could guess that it is a 17-year-old son or daughter that has killed their mother. Could be wrong, but that is what I would go for. A 17-year-old Alabama boy is in custody for the shooting death of a 42-year-old mother found dead in her home Tuesday night. The victim is called LaShondra Monique Wilder, and she had multiple gunshot wounds. She was pronounced dead on the scene, again at her home in Alabama. The town Calera is mentioned. LaShondra Monique Wilder was the mother of two teens, a boy and a girl. Police said the 17-year-old suspect, again, we don't know their name, we don't know their gender. The 17-year-old suspect was taken into custody Wednesday morning, and that the 17-year-old was a family member, but there's been no details concerning the specific relationship to LaShondra Monique Wilder, the victim. Calera schools were temporarily on lockdown before the suspect, said to be a student, was located. LaShondra Wilder's body was found after a family member requested a welfare check. So there we go. Those are the full details that we have at this point in time. This is somewhat breaking news, so I guess this is somewhat of an initial report. It's possible that there might be further articles come out filling in some of the gaps. I don't know. I don't know if this story, if this situation, if this case will get too much coverage in the media. I would imagine not. I'm not going to say why I would imagine that, but well, okay, all right, I will, because I imagine not, because probably the racial element. We don't have a picture of LaShondra Monique Wilder, but LaShondra, that's an African-American name, I think we can safely say. So this is likely a black-on-black crime, and I didn't mean to start off and go down a controversial tangent, but having started this YouTube channel about a year ago, give or take a year ago since I became active, there have been a lot of comments pointing to the fact that a lot of black-on-black crime is not reported. And I'm not quite sure why that is the case. I think there may be more than one reason as to why black-on-black crime is not reported. I think it's... I'm going to say what I think. It could be controversial again. You may disagree. But I am interested in your thoughts. But I think it's because of PR. I'm using the wrong words, I know. But the authorities, don't want to portray the black community within America, perhaps certain areas within America. They don't want to portray black communities as being extremely violent, even if that is exactly what they are. Is my take on it extremely controversial? Maybe, maybe not. So that could be one reason. Another reason is what I've heard people say, particularly in regards to missing black people, missing persons that are a person of color, indigenous, Asian, or what have you. You know, I've heard people say, oh, there's no interest, or, you know, the media doesn't create an interest in black missing people. I don't view it that way personally. I've got a very active Twitter account. You're more than welcome to follow me. And I follow several other, well, quite a number of other Twitter feeds that are missing persons related. And there's plenty of promotion of missing people that are people of color. Plenty. I don't think certainly the independent media, certainly, I don't think there's any ignoring of those people that are missing that are a person of color. I disagree with that. Sure, Gabby Petito, that was big news. And yeah, sure, perhaps her appearance, her attractiveness was a big part of that. She was a pretty white girl. She was a pretty girl. She was an attractive lady. I'm sure that played a big part in regards to the coverage. Due to the public ate up the story, didn't it? And perhaps her attractiveness had a part to play in that. But I would also kind of say that if it was an attractive woman, a black woman, or an attractive Asian woman, I would imagine that there would be similar, equal type of coverage. Anyway, I've gone on a massive rant, and perhaps I shouldn't, because I don't mean to take away from the tragedy that we have looked at within this video. That is the murder of a 42-year-old mother, the mother of two teens, one boy, one girl. Her name, LaShondra Monique Wilder, shot at home Tuesday night in her own home in Alabama. Thankfully, somebody has been arrested. A suspect has been detained. They're in custody in regards to the shooting and the murder. And it's believed that that person is a 17-year-old that is a family member. Could be a child, could be the son or even daughter of the mother that was shot, but we don't know that for sure. So I'm going to wrap things up here at this point, guys. I am interested to have conversations with you guys. So if you'd like to chip into the comment section, that would be great. And then perhaps I can just get a little bit more. I'm kind of sick of myself mentioning about live streams, because I keep on mentioning it. I've mentioned it for months, and I don't get around to doing it. So I feel like I'm letting people down. So I'm kind of sick of talking about it and not doing it. But I think partly why I'm procrastinating about live streams is because I don't know what to do. I have had live streams many times before, or several times before. But some of them are quite boring. Some of them are a little bit too dry. And I would love to have things conversational based, but I'm a little bit intimidated. So there's that. Anyway, I've gone on another tangent, so I'm going to wrap things up. Take care.